I'm Julianne Bond, and this is 10 Minutes of Bonding. My guests today are Barbara and Alexandra Alfield. They are the mother and daughter founders of Sisumoi. It is a shop for good online retailer. I'm going to let them tell you more about it, but we can just start with that. So Barbara and Alex, welcome to 10 Minutes of Bonding. I'm so glad that I'm talking with you today.
Oh, we're thrilled.
Yes,
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
So glad to be here with you, Julianne.
Yeah, I'm really glad. Thank you for making time. Well, so let me ask you, maybe tell us a little bit about Sisumoi. What is Sisumoi?
Thank you. So as you mentioned, and thank you for your introduction, we are a shop for good online fashion retailer of inspirational merchandise. So we provide tote bags, cell phone cases, women's clothing, mugs, home decor collections that all have fine artwork on them by my mom, who is the artist behind the brand.
Yes, it's interesting because it's something that my daughter and I had been talking about for years, combining her expertise in business with all my years as an artist, a fashion illustrator and then a fine artist. I have a huge amount of artwork that could be used. And I was thinking, if we could sort of pool our resources and our minds and put our heads together, maybe we could come up with something exciting where we would use my artwork and put it on objects that people could use and bring the art to a wider audience. So
wonderful idea, because when it's this way, a lot of people get to enjoy it, and when someone's just buying a painting, I mean, I suppose you could get copies of it, but it's not really the same. And I think your art, it does tend to be more, it feels to me, looking at it, like it is very inspirational. And it's, I would love to just hear a little bit about kind of how you see your art in terms of it being an inspiration, because it feels like that's a big part of your message in your company.
It is. I mean, I had many years as a fashion illustrator. I started drawing it too, and I love fashion. I love art. I'm interested in very romantic things, poetry,
Oh, yeah, great.
That kind of thing. So I think that's reflected in my art. That's what motivates me, gets me excited. And so when I'm doing a piece, I'm usually stimulated by, it can be people. I mean, everybody is so fascinating. Everyone is different, and painting people and portraits really gets me excited. I'm not really a landscape painter, but people and pets love to do that. There's a real synergy between the two of them. And painting them together is something that I really enjoy doing. So that provides me inspiration.
Right. One of the things that I noticed is that, and you say it really right up front in your message about your company, that it's a shop for good. And I was wondering if you could talk about that a little bit, that it feels like there's a little more to this than just being an online retailer, right? You're trying to do something kind of bigger than that.
Yes, our mission, Julianne, is really to provide products that inspire people to rise above challenges. Just to take a step back for a sec, there's the meaning of Sisumoi is, it's actually a Finnish term, sisu, and it's an ancient power and strength that we all have. It's a universal quality that you can tap into to overcome. So, there's quite a bit of sisu going on in the world right now of people overcoming challenges to stay true to what's important to them. And I really saw that in my mom's career as a woman in business, as a female in the art world. And, you know, I said, this is a message that inspires others. And, you know, we all want to live a meaningful life, that we're empowered with our gifts. And let's connect, you know, through to other Sisu leaders that are doing this, because life is short. Tomorrow never is promised. And so, you know, we are bringing art from the gallery, the fine art galleries, to people's hands, and kind of sharing that story and message. But we're also looking to give back to causes that are important to our brand. As my mom mentioned, animals and art are a huge part of what she does with the images on all of our products. Without going too much into it, at one point, you know, her vision was compromised, and that was in the middle of her pursuing her dream in the fine art world from fashion illustration. So she said, no matter what, I'm going to stay true to me and keep going, and we're going to keep producing, and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to make this happen. And I was really inspired by that personally, and I wanted to kind of bring that to others. So we're gifts that give back through messages, through stories behind the paint, but we're also looking to drive awareness and donations. A portion of all of our proceeds are donated to animals, art, and health, which are on our website. So it's really, we're very passionate about that.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. That makes, yeah, and thanks for explaining that, because I was really curious about that, and that you were, you know, it felt like there was so much more behind this, or the inspiration for starting it. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I mean, I guess the other thing that's kind of coming to mind, because we're all kind of staying at home now with our families, and you are mother and daughter, and you're working together. I'm wondering how that has been, and if there's been any additional challenges during this particular time around that.
You know, I think we have always, as a mother and daughter, had a really close relationship. Alex is an only child, so, you know, we're mother and daughter, but I mean, there's friendship, there's a sisterly kind of component. And I mean, we're very fortunate to have that kind of a relationship. Yeah. So I think that is amplified now that we're together so much, because we have to be, you know. And I mean, it's a pleasure. And it just, you know, it's interesting, because I see aspects of her personality I may not have seen before. Wow. Fun things that she might do, or she'll remind me of, you know, my mom sometimes, things my mom would say, or talents that my mother had. So, you know, I mean, it's a good time in that sense. You know, I find that to be very inspiring, really.
Yeah.
The feeling is,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Julian. I was just going to say the feeling is mutual. My mom is my best friend, and we're very lucky to have that. And, you know, with everything that's going on in the world right now, we kind of come up with this idea about 6 months ago. So prior to the pandemic, and, you know, we did question, you know, should we launch our company now? We launched 2 weeks ago, and we said, yes, absolutely, we should launch now, because Sisu is so strong, and there's so much beauty that's happening right now as well, that we can talk about to inspire others and get us through this challenging time. And it's a time of connection together.
I love that. Well, actually, I mean, I mean, we only have a minute or two left, but it's going by very quickly. But I'm just curious what you're doing. And it's a question I like to ask everybody. You know, we're all looking for comfort, and sorry, I don't know how that popped up there. I thought I blocked everything. You know, everyone's looking for comfort and inspiration, and for me it's poetry, but it's different for everybody. Do you have anything that you share that you feel is comforting for you these days?
Yeah, well, I think maybe for me, I mean, this is a very unusual time globally, you know, all over the world. And even though there's a lot of sadness and loss, it's also a time of newness and new beginnings and that sort of thing. And I think that, you know, we see workers in department stores and grocery stores and restaurants that are coming forward and are so brave, you know, to be out there and serving the rest of us. And I think they really do become heroes today. And I think it's pretty wonderful.
It
You
is
know,
true.
a light is being shown on them in the hard work that they've been doing for a long time, and probably in many cases very unrecognized. So,
Right.
you know, I think that's really inspiring.
It is. And I know we only have a minute, but we're trying to capture those stories, Julianne. We do have a blog. Everybody has a Sisu story. So, you know, we're looking to capture some of that beauty that's happening out there and share it with others, so that it is very hard on all of us, but there's also beauty and opportunity and silver linings that can be found through new connections and bond opportunities and things like that. So
Yeah. So is that something you are would like then? Do you want people to kind of share their Sisu stories with you?
we would
We'd
love that.
it.
We would
All
love
right.
that.
In
Absolutely.
the medical community, I mean, we would love to hear from them, because I mean, they are shouldering such a tremendous responsibility.
Right.
You know?
So how would they do that? On your website? Can someone go on your website and share their
Yes.
story with that?
Yes, thank you. So if you go to sisumoi.com, SISUMOI.com, and you click blog, there's a sign up form there, and we have a newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter. We have a Mother's Day push right now, but if you sign up there, that's where we can actually consider featuring it.
That's great. That's great. Well, I will be sure to, that's all. So we'll put that out on our social media and on our website, my website, thejuliannebondteam.com, and it'll be all over. We'll blast it out to make sure that everybody has your website, has your information. So if they'd like to share their stories with you, they can. So thank you again, Barbara and Alex, for speaking with me. And I really, really appreciate it. And I love what you're doing. I'm really excited about what you're doing. And I love that you're working together. I just think it's great and very inspiring. Inspiring to be the word of the day in our conversation. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll be back next Tuesday. Thanks.
Thank you, Julianne. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.